badminton world that has the city's full attention. So next up is women's singles, and it is the Olympic champion and winner of this event 4 years ago, Chen Yu Fei, up against teammate Han Yue. Han Yue making her debut at the end of year finale. Now this is a Group B match, as you can see, and Chen Yu Fei is the only player in Group B who played in the World Tour finals last year. I can bring you right up to date by telling you Carolina Marin has beaten Zhang Beiwen in 2 straight games in this group. So Chen Yu Fei against Han Yue. And the reason we have same nation matches on day 1 of competition is that is written into the rules. You're only allowed a maximum of 2 players or pairs per discipline to qualify for the World Tour finals, and if you do qualify 2 players then and they're drawn in the same group, they must play each other on the first day of competition. So here is the Olympic champion Chen Yu Fei, one of 3 former champions in this year's tournament, An Se-young and Tai Su-ying the other 2. Well, heavily strapped left calf muscle, Han Yue, because in fact the last tournament she played in the final of the China Masters, the last of the World Tour qualifying events for these World Tour finals, she had to retire after winning the opening game but losing the second game to 4. Decided that her calf muscle injury was too bad to carry on. So this will be a 7th meeting between these 2 players, and all 6 previous have been won by Chen Yu Fei. The last time, of course, was that match that I was telling you about, the final of the China Masters. So Han Yue has chosen ends, which suggests to me that there is a slight difference with the drift. And I think there is with any big arena, natural air currents. Move the shuttle. The Olympic champion. 25 years of age, and she's from this very city, the home player, born here in Hangzhou.
Thank you.
I've got her down at 173, 5'8". Has been as high as 1 on the world ranking, but is currently number 2 on the world rankings. But more importantly, for this particular event, she finished the year ranked 2 on the race to the World Tour finals, hence the number 2 seeding. Incidentally, she has twice finished the year at number 1 on the race to the World Tour finals. That was in 2019 when she won the tournament, and again last year. Han Yue turned 24 last month from Zhangzhou in southern Fujian province. Currently number 8 on the world ranking, and she finished number 6 on the race to these World Tour finals. She was the 2nd Chinese player, and it's the first time that she's finished in the top 2 of the Chinese players, and therefore the first time that she has taken part in the end of year finale. Well, as far as these 2 players are concerned, and in fact all 8 players, as we look at our umpire for this one, Gunas Veras of Latvia and the service judge Rohana De Silva of Sri Lanka. Pretty impressive, Steen, that all 8 women's singles players in the World Tour finals have all won a World Tour title this year.
Yeah, that's nice accomplishment. It's also more World Tour tournaments to win this year than the previous years, but still,
yeah,
really well done by the 8 qualifiers.
Yes, and to take that even further, all 8 women's singles qualifiers have contested at least 2 World Tour tournament finals.
Chen Yu Fei, China. Can you serve 8-4 level? Play.
So Han Yue, nearest to us against the Olympic champion and former winner of the World Tour finals, Chen Yu Fei. Nice block. Oh, it's a very acute angle from Chen Yu Fei. Well, China has traditionally done very well at the end of year championships. 4 Chinese players won 5 of the previous 15 end of year finales. That's the 3rd.
6-8.
3rd of the previous 15.
That's pretty well done, considering that this has not been sort of like the Chinese era the last 10 years or so, since Ratchanaginthanan won the World Championship in 2013.
I think it's possibly helped, Steen, that home advantage, 3 of those 5 women's singles titles won at this event have been on home soil.
Yeah.
Lu Zhou, back in 2011. Shenzhen. Guangzhou.
Shenzhen in 12.
In 2012, and that was Li Shuirui. Oh,
Good
yes.
shot.
Service over. 3-all.
I know we've only had 6 rallies, Steen, and I'm probably going to ask you far too early on in this match. But, I mean, obviously there's very heavy strapping on that left calf muscle. Have you noticed any particular restriction of movement, any movement that she's finding difficult?
Not yet, but I thought about it when they were warming up, because, I mean, she's a player relying a lot on her physicality,
4-3.
Han Yue, and given that it's only been 2 weeks since China Masters, she would have to recover and get sort of like pain-free, and then get back to practice. So how good can the shape be against a player that she's never beaten? And 2 more group stage matches to come. Then that's a tough task for Han Yue.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's a debutant here. But
Well-
also, yeah,
The first debutante played earlier today, and she caused a bit of an upset.
5-4.
Kim Ga-eun beat the #1 seed An Se-young.
so the male player of the year and the female player of the year, they had a little bit of a bad start to their campaign here, as Seo Sung-jae also lost the
Out.
male player of the year.
Service over. 5-all.
There's been a change in the women's single this year. It's been a lot about An Se-young and Chen Yu Fei and
Service
Nakane
over.
Yamaguchi, where previously we've seen 8
5.
to 10 players compete, and it seems like the other ones, they've sort of dropped a little bit. And that's why Han Yue has stepped in and taken her chance.
7-5.
Just wide, that's well left.
8-5.
Well reached.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's brilliant.
Service over. 6-8.
Perhaps one of these situations where you can benefit a little bit from practicing day in and day out, knowing that there's so much pressure on your shot that Chen Yu Fei's only option was the
Service
short
over.
one there.
Yeah.
9-6.
Well, this lady has had a tremendous end to the season. 5 finals in her last 5 tournaments. Silver at the Asian Games, then winner of 2 titles in 2 weeks in Europe, Denmark Open and French Open. Then the Kumamoto Masters, where she was beaten in the final. And then the China Masters, where she won. That's not bad going, isn't it?
No, that's
5
fantastic.
finals in... And there wasn't much time in between some of those events.
And she's only, this year, Chen Yu Fei, she's only lost to 2 players not named Yamaguchi or An Se-young. That was that Kumamoto Masters where Tun Jung got a win, and
11-6.
was it Japan Open
interval.
where Zhang Pei-wen, very surprisingly to me, defeated Chen Yu Fei.
And that was in the second round.
Yeah. So super consistent, and I think she's
Super consistent and a nice 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval for the former champion. No coaching staff involved, of course, because both players from the same country, and the national coaches don't want
Court
to
1,
show
20
favouritism. They're
seconds.
coaching
Court
one and
1,
not the other.
20 seconds. Eleven, 6. Play.
Nice. She's done it again. She's
Service
read the
over.
drop shot, taken it early and
7,
guided it into
11.
the open space. He was saying just before the mid-game interval, Steen, that Han Yue has taken her chances, that throughout this year because of injury problems to other players. But I also think it's been a breakthrough year for Han Yue. Her first title, World Tour title, over 300 level, and that was the Arctic Open in Finland. And I think that's made a difference to her psychologically. I think that's given her a lot of confidence.
I think it has, and I think both yes and no in terms of breakthrough. Of course, it's a breakthrough, and winning a Super 500, that's a fantastic accomplishment for her. She's been a little bit longer on the development, just like her opponent from the World Junior Championship final, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. Tunjung also got a good win in, was that the Kumamoto Masters?
It was.
And I think the playing style sort of requires them to gain a lot of experience against different kind of playing types before you can get everything together in a full tournament.
Oh, lucky net cord.
10-11.
There's one thing that's a little worrying in terms of Han Yue, though, and that is that she hasn't actually beaten a top 10 player this year. At least not one that was ranked in top 10 at the moment they played. She beat Wang Jiyi, who's now number 8, I think. But at the moment she beat her, she wasn't in top 10. And her record against top 10 players is 6 wins to 44 defeats. So that's something that she's got to work on, in my opinion.
You said earlier that she relies heavily on her physicality. And that's, to me, the way the women's singles game has developed. You know, with our really top players, they all have these beautiful skills now and great deceptions. And therefore, winning shots. They can play winners, not necessarily at will, but they have winning shots. I don't see Han Yue with her physical style of chasing down the shuttle, running until the cows come home. She does not have the same weapons to me as some of the top players.
No, I agree. And
11.
Yeah, I would have been very worried a year ago in terms of that playing style, but on the adjacent court here we see a player that is also relying a lot on his physicality, and maybe we're about to see a switch. That's Kodai Naroka who's playing on the adjacent court.
Yeah.
That the physicality, that you just become so strong physical that you can sort of get the advantage. It's going to be interesting to see, but we've seen some of the previous top players in women's singles drop out a little bit and struggle with injuries and bad form, and that's where Han Yue has been more consistent.
That's long off the back line.
Service over. 13.
That was a good spell since the mid-game interval where she was 5 points adrift.
Oh, that's a beauty.
That's fabulous.
14-12.
Yeah, God, I love it, haven't you? But that's a prime example, isn't it, Steen, of the skills that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Suddenly puts on a little bit of slice, had no right to play a winner. She took it at shoulder height.
And especially against the player that she practices with, you should know that she's capable of doing this, but that's also in a question mark with that strapping there. What happens?
Chen Yu Fei challenge is called.
What happens when there's small deceptions, when you have to twist and turn and adjust your direction in a full tournament against top players? That's going to be interesting.
So we await for Hawkeye. Now I think it's... Oh, I was too late. I was going to say I thought it was out.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 13.
So only one challenge left. in his opening game for the Olympic champion.
Change.
Yeah.
Play. Service over.
Snatched at that.
15-13.
Good follow-up.
I just sensed, Dean, that Chen Yu Fei upped the pace of movement in that rally.
Play.
It's a little bit the same sense as in the previous mixed double, that one of the players have the ability to sort of kick it up a gear if needed.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And as shown in that rally, suddenly taking the shuttle very early at the front of the court, Chen Yu Fei. And what a difference that makes. Just wide.
18-13.
I think it's interesting that Han Yue has played a lot of shots to the short forehand corner of Chen Yu Fei. That would be something that I would notice if I were one of the 6 other players.
Service over.
And she apparently feels that there's some possibilities of putting pressure on Chen Yu Fei there.
I think she's proved there are possibilities.
Yeah. You've got to be accurate, but playing the diagonal from the long backhand of Chen Yu Fei to the short forehand, that could give you the advantage.
Service over. 19-14.
That didn't sound quite right. The string's gone.
Service over. 15-19.
No, I don't think so. It just sounded very funny, that shuttle coming off the frame of Chen Yu Fei. No, that's just wide.
16-19. Play. Play. Play.
Oof, wasn't wide by much, was it?
Miss hit again.
Service over.
Wow.
20. Game point. 16.
Struggling to move to that one, Han Yue.
Yes.
And that's the first real sign that we've seen of her struggling with her movement. And it brings up 4 game point opportunities for Chen Yu Fei. Oh, she's challenging that.
Chen Yu Fei challenges called out.
You're in a slightly better position than me to see that.
That was out.
Who needs Hawkeye? Steen Pedersen has spoken.
There's a 50-50 chance. Yep. I told you.
Well done, Steen.
Challenge unsuccessful.
So no challenges left.
Challenges remaining. Service over.
Not in this opening game, anyway.
17-20. Play.
That's gone long.
Game.
And a second time of asking. And Chen Yu
Third
Fei,
game by Chen Yu Fei, 21-17.
umpire confirming that scoreline 21-17, the opening game, to the former champion. 20 minutes needed for game number 1.
Service over. 1-7.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, level. Play.
So the umpire calls for the start of the second game. The Olympic champion Chen Yu Fei, 1 game to the good against her compatriot Han Yue. That's right onto the line. That's a fabulous shot.
1 love.
Won the World University Games earlier this year, did Han Yue, in Chengdu. Chengdu is where we'll have the Thomas Neuber Cup finals next year. That's a beauty.
Service over. 1
Again,
all.
I think that pushing off
Yes.
for short, acute angled shots is a real problem for Han Yue. Look, because you have to push off that left leg, don't you, Steen?
Yeah. We saw it with that cross
Play.
shot from the low forehand early on in the first game with Chen Yu Fei, and Han Yue wasn't going for it, or couldn't go for it.
Two, 1.
So, in my opinion, a good chance that Chen Yu Fei will be able to take this in straight games fairly convincingly. Again, group stage play, you play top players from the beginning, and it never stops in this tournament if you want to win it. So, getting a confident win is super valuable in the opening stages.
1.
Did you notice the tactics there, Steen? Played Han Yue to the forehand net, then the fast lift, punch clear.
Where she has to break on her left leg.
Yeah, and then move to that round the head position. She just could not do it.
Service over.
I think you can safely say she read that.
3.
Yeah.
6 World Tour tournament finals in total this year for Chen Yu Fei, but that's not the most number of World Tour tournament finals she's been in a calendar year. There it is again.
Service over.
Was that 19 where she had her best year? Or?
No, it was, well, 2019, you're right. She had her best, she won 7 World Tour titles. And she was in 7 World Tour tournament finals last year, but only won 1 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, look at that backhand.
Good play.
Oh, super.
Service over. 3, 4. Change it. For all.
That's well in. That's a misjudgment from Chen Yu Fei.
Perhaps that was a little bit of sideways drift there that took it in. Again, it's difficult to see because we're at an angle, so basically I should look at the monitor, but still difficult.
That one's gone wide as well.
6, 4.
4 straight points for Han Yue. Oh, that is just perfection.
4.
Well, well, well.
Again,
5
these
straight points.
accurate net shots, making Chen Yu Fei take an extra step. She wasn't able to do it this time. But you mentioned in the first game, Jill, that you felt that Chen Yu Fei has just upped the pace. I feel that she's back to a little bit lower level here. Perhaps
But
changing back again there.
But can turn it on when she
I
wants to.
think so. I think so.
7.
I mean, that's basically a trait of a champion, isn't it?
Yeah.
That ability to, you know, when you're feeling a bit under pressure or you've dropped behind a little bit, suddenly being able to raise your level.
Yeah. She's in an interesting competition as well, Han Yue, in terms of Olympic qualification, where she was in the same kind of competition for qualification here for the World Tour Finals against Heping Zhao, and finished higher than Heping Zhao in this qualification, she's behind her at the Olympic qualification, and even more important, in my opinion, she's behind in head-to-heads, 0-7 against He Bingjiao. So she's never beaten Chen Yu Fei nor He Bingjiao as Han Yue. So
crikey, that's an amazing stat, Steve.
it's important for her to play this tournament and score some of the points available here.
Yeah, this is the last opportunity for mega points before the end of the Olympic qualifying period.
Good shot.
Service over. 8-all.
7-14.
Yeah,
Service
that's
over.
nice.
9-8.
8-14.
The more dangerous attacking shots from Han Yue is mostly directed at the opponent's forehand side when it's a right-handed opponent. She's got a really good slice from her forehand and also a nice smash straight from her backhand side. So, in my opinion, Chen Yu Fei needs to overcover her forehand side a little bit when she's in the defense.
That's found the line. Oh, she's challenging.
Challenges called.
She hasn't got her challenge right all day so far, Chen Yu Fei. Oh, she's handed the shuttle back.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to win this one either.
Service over. 9-14.
Well, she was.
Oh, what a good challenge.
Correction out.
Wow.
10-9. Play.
Service over. 16-9.
Beautiful. It's that
11,
forehand net
9
once
in
again
the ball.
that's undoing Han Yue. Unable to push forward and take the shuttle early. Much of it due to the quality in disguise from Chen Yu Fei. But a game and a 2-point advantage here in the second, the Olympic champion.
17-9.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
18-9.
11-9. Play.
So Chen Yu Fei resumes at a game and 11-9 up. Oh, that's a good smash.
Service over. 10,
I
11.
wonder, Steve, if her lack of mobility due to this calf muscle injury, whether it might actually force Han Yue into playing a more aggressive game, a more attacking game.
Yeah, or at least go all in on the attacking situations, because she can't afford to play a long match or sort of be exposed to these direction changes too often.
Oh, she's moving okay in this rally. gone wide. Yeah, that's a pity from Han Yue's point of view.
12-10. Serves over 11-12.
Not often we see such a big mistake from Chen Yu Fei. It was in the middle of the net, that one.
Oh, that's found the back line.
12-all.
And she's back level.
That was super lucky.
I don't believe it. That was going well wide,
Yeah.
hit the top of the tape, and that deflected the shuttle back in, and it landed on the line. Oh, we won't see it from this angle, I'm afraid. Look at Chen Yu Fei's face. Oh, what a picture.
Good play.
Nice.
I think Han Yue, she's been a little bit nervous coming into this match, not knowing really whether her injury was really healed enough. And I think now she's sort of being forced to move, and she's found out that it's actually holding up pretty nicely. The difficulty about that is that depending on the nature, it doesn't take a lot for it to resurface.
No, and I think her body language there, Steen, where she was bent double, hands on her knees, trying to recover her breath. I think the point you made earlier about even if the calf muscle has recovered, you know, she hasn't been able to train properly for 2 weeks. And she will have lost a little bit of fitness. Oh, that's wild.
Serves over 13-14. Play.
No, she's not happy with herself. Understandable. No, I don't think Chen Yu Fei will be happy with that one either.
No.
15-13.
And it could, a two-game win could require more from Chen Yu Fei than she's sort of alert to. That's a pity.
Serves over 14-15.
Yeah, that goes down as a missed opportunity. Nice.
Serves over 16-14.
Well, this is the 11th time at the 16th end-of-year finale that we've had two women's singles players qualify from China. Well, when you consider that Chinese players didn't play in the first two World Tour finals, called the Super Series finals at the time, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good rally. Short.
Missed
Missed
it.
it. That's a big miss.
17.
And just
14.
following up on that, of course, Chinese players didn't play in 2020, which was played in January 2021, the World Tour Finals in Bangkok, and they didn't play in Bali.
So
So,
only 1 year where they
17,
missed 2
14.
qualifiers. Was it 2?
1 year, you're right, yeah.
Service over.
Well, Han Yue needs to
15, 17.
keep her discipline here. Cannot afford simple errors. Good clear. Oh,
There
it
was
was,
some signs there.
yeah,
16, 17.
rather grueling rally.
And that last shot looked like an all or nothing.
Yeah. It's gone long and back level. And look at the body lander, she's hurting. Gasping for air.
Service over. 18, 17.
Oh, that's brilliant. Super.
19, 17.
I think she's upped her pace, you know.
Yeah, Han Yue?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look how early she is to prepare for that shot.
Nineteen, 17.
Service over. 5-3.
Short.
Well, well, well.
Forced error.
20, game
Three
point,
game
17.
point opportunities for Han Yue to level this Group B encounter at 1 game apiece.
Service over. 18, 20.
Oh, that was courageous.
7-3.
A quick towel. Thank you. On court.
Yeah, she is tired. Han Yue, no doubt about it.
18-20.
Missed it.
Well, 2 game points have come and gone. Just one more remains for Han Yue. Trying to overforce it. Those were 2 errors, in my opinion, unforced errors from Han Yue. She's got to play the rally. Got to work her opponent first before trying to go for a winner.
There it is.
Oh! No, it didn't go open. It is 1 game all.
21-19. 1 game all.
21-19 and 1 game all. 45 minutes into the match and 1 game apiece.
Service over 8-4. Service over 5-9.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Final game, level, play.
So 3rd and deciding game, this all-Chinese women's singles match, the first match in Group B. First match for these 2 players, I should say, to be precise, because Carolina Marin has already beaten Zhang Beiwen in this other Group B encounter.
Thank you. Change it.
I have a feeling, Steve, that Chen Yu Fei is metaphorically kicking herself that she didn't keep the pace up, as we saw towards the end of the opening game, throughout the entirety of the second game. And I wonder if we'll see her try and up the pace again in the 3rd to win this quite convincingly.
I think so. I think you're correct, John.
Well left. Wide.
That's what happens sometimes when you feel that you've got it covered and you're sort of lowering your standards a little bit, trying to get on, get by easy. Then you get to work for 1 extra game.
Han Yue needs to be careful here. If her opponent opens up too much of a lead, given the fact that Han Yue has never beaten Chen Yu Fei psychologically, I think that will be a huge wound for Chen Yu Fei. Yeah.
And the moment the pace goes up a little bit from Chen Yu Fei's side, then she's struggling a lot. And,
That's gone wide as well. 6-love in double quick time. That was a very good neck shot. Forced the short lift, and finally Chen Yu Fei is off the mark in this deciding game. Look where she's hitting that from, barely half court.
is that the fourth mistake on the sideline in this
I think
third
you're
game?
about right. I haven't actually been keeping a close count
fourth
on
or
it.
fifth mistake on the sideline, which, I mean, it doesn't give you that much to play it extra close to the sideline. It's super important to find the right length on your shot, and you can afford one that's gone long to make sure that you have the right length, but sideways, that's just way too costly.
8-2.
Well, that's incredible defence from Chen Yu Fei. My goodness me.
We're also highlighting one of the areas where Chen Yu Fei can still become a little bit better in terms of finishing off her attacks.
And how do you work on that then?
Yeah, you start by examining the technical skills. Are they okay? Just need some adjustments there, and then you work on it by
There's
also
another
feeding.
example.
Yeah, exactly.
And again.
And she finishes it off here, but she needs too many strokes, and that means that players that are a little bit better than Chen Yu Fei, they might be able to survive. And when you survive one or two of these, then sort of mentally you start to worry a little bit. Can I actually score the points easy enough, and so on? So it can be super important.
Finds the line.
Service over. 4-9.
Yeah, that's now 5 on that sideline.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
But totally without pressure.
That is the way the sideways drift is taking it, but
It is.
surely you need to notice that as a player. Should be readjusting your shot. That's a beautiful block.
11-4.
11-4, the advantage for the number 2 seed Chen Yu Fei here in the 3rd and deciding game. Look at that, that's a lovely block. That wasn't that high over the net, almost skimming the net as it went across. So that is a healthy lead in the deciding game, a 7-point advantage for Chen Yu Fei.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Play.
So, one of the question marks in my mind is to whether Han Yue actually believes she can win this. 7th meeting between these two players. She's never won against Chen Yu Fei. There's David on the back line.
5-11.
But as a player, Steen, you have to believe. You have to believe that one day it's going to be possible.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes, or most of the times, that belief is founded in something that you've done differently, something that you've
Yes.
done better.
Yeah.
And here it's a little bit the opposite. That I mean, she's been injured, Henry, so maybe she doesn't have that much expectations for this match. And well, Chen Yu Fei hasn't been able to produce a high level consistently in this match either. So it's a possibility. A bit of a
Hold. 13-5. Service over. 6-13.
Well, one senses it's now or never. She's got to start making a bit of a comeback right now, Han Yue, if she is indeed to record her first ever victory over her opponent.
good reception.
That's what you call well and truly outmaneuvered.
6.
No way back from that low backhand deep in court for Han Yue. Nice.
Much more initiative from Chen Yu Fei here on the near side than we saw in the later stages of the second game, where she became way too passive.
Service over. 7-15.
And this is one of the situations where we can see that Chen Yu Fei is not at the highest gear, because if she moves like that against the top 5 players, then she won't get to a lot of shots on the front court.
No.
Service over.
Oh, my goodness. Uh, 10-point advantage. That's a perfect net shot.
18-7.
Well, in all honesty, Chen Yu Fei has shown us why she's been a former champion in this third and deciding game. Played a much tighter game, upped her pace. Surely it's only a case of trying to make the scoreline a little more respectable for Han Yue. So a whole host of match point opportunities for Chen Yu Fei.
Service over.
It's a bit too high, that one.
9-20.
And that'll do. 21-9 in the deciding game. An hour and 2 minutes for the victory.
Match won by Chen Yu Fei, 21-17, 19-21, 21-9.
Umpire confirming that scoreline. 21-9 in that deciding game was convincing. So the former champion Chen Yu Fei, there is confirmation of the scoreline: 21-17, 19-21, 21-9 in the deciding game, in a match lasting an hour and 2 minutes. So coming up next, we turn our attention to men's singles, and it's a repeat of the All England semi-final from earlier this year. The Asian Games gold medalist and All England champion Li Shifeng against Anders Antonsen of Denmark. Welcome back to Hangzhou, the capital and most populous city in Xinjiang province here in China. It has an ancient history, does this city. You can date it back over 2,000 years to the Qin dynasty. But my goodness, there's a modern skyline now, isn't there? And what we're looking at is a magnificent view of where we are right now.